Good morning and welcome back to the second match of today. We're on varsity field number 2 and we're going to look at the plate final. Now the plate final is being played between the MCC SiXERS and CPI Crusaders. Sponsors are Capstone Credit, CPI as well as Goodburger. On the team of the MCC SiXERS we've got Malcolm Mini, Alejandro de Koker, Quinton Sampson, Taman Alam, Danwe Brassel, Mabusher Akram, Salman Ahmed and Dylan Alexander. On the side of CPI Crusaders, we've got Mike Otto, Corne Boysen, John Reinivo, Peter Beekman, Wayne Pinard, Johannes Becker, Willie Brink and David Cremore. We see the first people to bat will be the MCC SiXERS, and we'll see what the as soon as the scoreboard starts at the bottom. We know that Joppie had a problem with his phone earlier on. Hopefully that's sorted out. And as soon as a match has started, we'll see who will be opening for the MCC SiXERS on the pitch. It could be Salman Ahmed and Taman Alam or Danwe Brassel. We'll just make sure shortly as soon as the app is being updated. Should expect an exciting match here today with the CPI Crusaders also have an extremely good team set out there, obviously picking their best team for the final, this being the plate final. And there was a delay in the start, unfortunately, but it seems like everything seems to be almost on track. Umpires is Joppie du Plessis as well as Moapi. They are both on their posts, but we can see if you look on your screen where the bowler is, next to him is Joppie, the umpire, and with his face down looking at the phone, it seems like there might be some problem still over there. The match will start as soon as he sorted that out. You see we've lost the scoreboard at the bottom. Just going to log out quick. There is slightly in there, something wrong there. Let's see if we change the aspect ratio of this thing. No, it didn't do anything. Okay, I'm just going to log out quickly and log back in, and that should sort out the problem. As you see at the bottom of the screen, there is part of a scoreboard there. Luckily that was a quick fix, and you can see that match has started. We're just moving a little bit closer as we can. Got trim health is excellent, and it seems like from our side everything seems to be going well. We've got two umpires on the pitch here today, Joppie du Plessis and Moapi, and they will be switching every 5 overs between square leg umpire and the main umpire at the stumps. You can see for the MCC SiXERS who opened was Alejandro de Koker and Mabusher Akram. Usually we hear the teammates of Mabusher call him Mabu, so maybe we'll go on from that, take a cue from them. Either way, we know that the MCC SiXERS are an extremely exciting match to watch. The way they bat, they like to hit big boundaries, especially when they are in a pinch. Doesn't always come together, but I expect, yeah, being in the final, they're going to throw some caution to the wind but there is a bit of a breeze coming through. And that ball is up in the air. Is it going to be caught? Oh, it was just missed by the fielder. Really don't want to move the camera a lot. Otherwise, I could have got that. If it was a catch, I could have got that in the picture. I'm still deciding whether I'll move the camera around, but the problem is we'll lose focus on what's happening on the pitch. And that is exactly where we want to focus actually to be. But we've got excellent stream health. So everything seems to be working fine at the moment. Let's see if we can focus the camera a little bit more, but yeah, that's autofocus from the phone. Was it the nick? Doesn't seem like it. Nobody got excited about that, so probably not a nick. Projected score now 100 runs. I'm pretty sure the MCC SiXERS can do a lot better than that. Just finding the eye on the ball at the moment, maybe. And as soon as that's sorted out, we should see some boundaries coming through. Again, we see a bat change. Something that we are seeing regularly since the last 3 or 4 games. Not exactly sure. We'll have to actually speak to with one of the players, somebody that's been playing for quite a few years, to find out what the problem there is. Maybe seems like the bats, they get dry during the winter. We know that the maintenance on a bat, well, it seems like there could be something now on the pitch. No, a possibility for a run out. Seems like there was a bit of a miscommunication between the batsmen. But either way, coming back to the maintenance of a bat, something we'll have to look into. Maybe write an article about that. Make it part of a umpire learning process, maybe about cricket. What the maintenance of a cricket bat is. I know that they got a few from a few weeks ago. They had what was the summer? It was a summer league prize giving. A lot of them got new bats, and maybe they aren't broken in yet or not used to the new bats. Obviously, everybody has their own preference to what bat they would like. And we see some of the batsmen, especially people like Tommy Cock, maybe in the previous match, where he changes bats throughout his innings. And obviously, it's everything to do with where the center of the bat is and the weight of the bat and what they expect to do with it. The batsman would know better. As a kid, I remember when we only used to play cricket for fun. I never played cricket as a sport. It was just for fun. And I remember that basically we batted with the bat and the ball that was available is the ones that you used. There wasn't a preference of what bat you use, and most of us only had one bat. And yeah, when we had break at school, we sometimes played. You might maybe be familiar with tip and run in the school courtyard, and yeah, that was one bat used by everybody to play cricket. And then the bowlers all had their own balls, because we used to play with a tennis ball, but we had some tape around it, and obviously that affected the ball by giving it more weight on the one side. And when you're a seam bowler, it always meant that that ball is going to swing a lot, maybe more than the cricket ball will ever swing. But it was fun. It brought something extra to the match. But right now, I don't think they get a lot of spin out of the mats here, depending on how old the boulder is. How much grip it will get on that mat, because the mat is pretty hard. It's rough, but it's extremely hard. And that's going to be that is a 4, beautifully shot by Mabu, and yeah, the CPI Crusader just couldn't get to that. Coming back to what I know about the cricket bats is I have to get some oil every now and then, maybe just to keep the wood supple so it doesn't crack. And I know a new bat we used to hit in with a ball and a sock. Not exactly sure if they still do that. The other day I did see a guy with a special kind of hammer. Looks like a rubber mallet which he used to knock the bat. Maybe just make the surface a little bit harder. So it's more used to taking a little more punishment. But whatever the case may be, I think it will be a good idea to have a talk with one of the more experienced guys and know what they do in practice, because in theory, I have a lot of theory. You can read a lot on the internet of what to do. I think that is mostly a base idea of a base, or base to start your investigation of what is supposed to be done. But practice and theory sometimes differ, and yeah, we'd like to get the idea of the professionals. I think that is something that ChatGPT will always be able to give you. You can do that kind of research with ChatGPT, and he'll write you an article about the maintenance of a cricket bat, and it will be perfectly be in accordance to whatever is standing on the internet. But what it won't have is the stuff that isn't on the internet. I think that is where ChatGPT will lack, or artificial intelligence will lack any information. There was a full toss there, but the ball is straight to the fielder. Almost 5 overs gone, and that projected score still hovering at 100. We saw it in the match before this one, with the Bloem Bombers had a conservative start, and just to retain their wickets, they lost 2 of their wickets, and the run rate did pick up after I think the 10th over, but not considerably. And yeah, in the end, it bit them because they didn't have enough runs in the bank. But the target wasn't large enough for the Bester Masters to come in and did so. But either way, this is a different match, 2 totally different teams playing, 2 different captains making decisions. One umpire is the same, which is Joppie du Plessis. He will be changing with Moapi now. Moapi will be standing at the stumps. And like we saw now, I think the problem was with Moapi's phone, and they just swap the phone. They don't use their own phones with every delivery. And they, as a 4, Maui now adding a bit of runs to his name. A little bit cool there on the pitch. Oh, that one is high up in the air. That is a 6. It's a massive 6. that one being picked up, that ball only started to come down in the parking lot, went into orbit, kissed the satellite, and came down. But now bowling is Corne Boyson, somebody very, very um, well known for his excellent bowling. And that is going to be, it looks like it could be a 4. Yes, it is a 4. This time by Alejandro de Koker. And that is the kind of batting we expect from the MCC SiXERS. Exciting boundaries. So they are picking up the pace now. We can see that projected score jumped up to 133, and you should expect that going up more as the game progresses. We're now in the 6th over, and I'm pretty sure that kind of play will continue for the rest of the match. I don't think the MCC Sixers look at playing conservatively anymore. As soon as their eye is on the ball, there's no reason to hold back. They are here to come and win the game. Another huge shot. This one didn't make it to the boundary. Another 6. This time intermittently, Mabu and Alejandro each making turns to hit 6s. Question now remains what the CPI is going to do to limit those boundaries. Because those kind of 6s that they are hitting are so far over the boundary, the fielders can do nothing about it. It is out of their reach. Mabunat lives to play that thing, that ball. Oh, and that one just got the top edge of the bat. It's going to the back and is going to run through for a 4. Nice bit of speed coming there from Peter Beekman. The problem is, if you bowl quick like that, you need to cover behind the wicket keeper if he's not able to get the ball. Remember, he's standing close to the stumps. His reaction time is a lot less than any fielder on the field. Batsman taking a bit of a dive there. No, the mat is pretty hard and it's rough. I don't know exactly how different that will be according to compared to the grass. I think the grass is a little bit more forgiving. And that's the 7th over done. Oh, that ball is high up in the air. Is it going to be caught? not exactly if you caught that on the screen, but that was a nice catch. And unfortunately, as you go for big shots, you're going to lose some wickets every now and then. But 7 overs are done. There's only 13 overs left. So, yeah, you can't wait to expect the first two, or the opening batsmen to stand there the whole day. We'll see now who's joining Alejandro there on the pitch. Not exactly sure if it's going to be Salmon or Denver. But the bowling will be coming from Willie Brink. He's the one who's just took a wicket. Outsmarted the batsman there, causing a catcher. I'm hearing a whistle around here. I know the umpires aren't using whistles. Guys, Malcolm Mini coming up to bat with Alejandro. Hopefully he can keep up the exciting play that we saw from our Busher earlier on. Don't really care too much of anybody hitting 50s. If they are able to do it, congratulations. But if you are like me, I don't like this knocking the ball with soft hands, playing it safe. It's maybe not the smartest way to play, but it's a lot more exciting when they go for those huge shots. Makes the match a lot more decisive than playing it safe, playing it out each where every ball counts. Wind is picking up here now. You might see it on the screen. If this persists, we're going to bring down the camera a little bit more, just to get some more stability in the tripod. Because every time the camera shakes, it loses focus and that buggers up your view. And that's something we don't want. Your viewing experience is the one that matters for us, matters to us. That ball didn't feel like hopping or bouncing. Malcolm just had a look at it now. Ah, and that is gone. Malcolm losing his wicket for Golden Duck. Is it out? Doesn't seem like it. Probably a white or a no ball. Looks like Malcolm is off the mark now. Seems like there was maybe something wrong with that ball before. Also a slight delay in updating the scoreboard at the bottom. And it's something that we noticed in the first match this morning. There was a delay there, and we got a message from one of the team captain of MCC SiXERS, not MCC SiXERS, Mega Meisters playing. He kept a close eye on the first game, because the first game was between Bester Masters and Bloem Bombers, and that match determined who was going to play in the final cup match, the one right after this one. And yeah, so he kept an eye on it and noticed that there was some breakups in the transition to YouTube. If you are watching this, hopefully you are watching it on the app. Normally the app's updates is a lot, or the sound even, and the visuals are a lot better on the app than it's on YouTube. And it kind of makes sense, because if you think about it, that this transmission is going to the service of LMS first before it's distributed to YouTube. So there could be a lag in YouTube, and whatever there's something wrong, something they don't have control. That one's going high up in the air, but it's not going to be caught. It falls in no man's land, just behind the square leg umpire. But it's MCC SiXERS doing extremely well now at the moment. I know the scoreboard is not correct at the moment. It's some lack in updating. It's lagging or something wrong there. But the projected score of 158 is, if it was at one stage 158, that would have been great. Ah, and there's the stump gone. I'm not exactly sure if it's Malcolm who's out now, because according to the scoreboard at the bottom of your screen, it says he's out for a golden duck, but the score hasn't moved on, and I know he's faced a few more balls. So hopefully that will be sorted out soon. Although everything from our side looks fine, stream health is excellent, the game is active, but clearly something isn't right on the scoreboard. Maybe we're just going to take a screenshot for whatever reason, maybe later on. Okay, screenshot taken, and yeah, the scoreboard isn't right. I can only apologize for whatever's wrong. Doing update from my side, and it takes away the scoreboard, brings it back, still the same. It indicates that Malcolm Mini is still at the stumps, which is not the case. But we did see the two umpires conferring with each other. Hopefully something they can sort out soon for us. But it seems like they aren't stopping the match. Or maybe the bowler is just waiting for the go-ahead. But we did hear Yoppie telling us a bit earlier that he's struggling with signal. And for some reason his phone didn't have any signal. Not always a data problem, but I know that um, something idea that or advice that we got from the IT department a few weeks ago was that the umpire should clear the cache on the phones or the app's cache, because that gets full and maybe limits what's the performance of the app. Whether this is the case here, I don't know. All that I know is while they're sorting out that problem, my data keeps flowing out. At an average, bytes out is 2.2 to 2.4 megabytes. So you can think for yourself why I'm getting 2 gig extra for a day's matches, because I indicate that we should that the average amount of data being used to stream one of these matches is 2 gig, and yeah, sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It's not an exact science. But what I found is like the first match I used less than 2 gigs. For the first match, a lot less than 2 gigs. But I also know that these matches sometimes go on longer than they are supposed to. And it is exactly because of problems like this, where the umpires might have a problem or there might be an injury or something else wrong on the field, that's prohibiting the match from continuing. But I keep live streaming through their problems, and that is why I should get extra 2 gigs. And we're not getting money from it or for the data. We only get a certain amount for the live streaming, and that stays the same for every match and every team. And then the rest of the problems are up to the live streamer to sort it out. And I'm happy to announce everything is fine on my side. I'm sorted out. Hopefully they will be able to sort out their problem there on the let's watch them. They are the only people having action now at the moment. The rest of the field has no action. There's a few mega meisters, not mega meisters, best and masters players around the field. They're obviously getting ready for the match after this one. No sense in going home if you're not staying close by. I think the closest is their captain Arthur Creer. He stays about 200 meters from this field, but you can't go out at the gate straight to his home. You need to go out the front gate, and for that you have to drive no more than 200 meters, maybe a kilometer from here. That to get to his home is about 200 meters as the crows fly, or the crow flies. But we are looking at people, not crows. You can see even the picture on the zoom on them isn't very clear. Although the man stepping in now looks a lot better. Seems like the Crusaders took some decision that, because I was standing and waiting for the match to continue, and now we know that the wind is extremely cold there on the field. Probably they're looking for a way to sort out the problem of keeping warm. But the batsmen aren't doing the same. I know the data that comes from the umpire is interlinked with our app, because we're not using the same app as the umpires to live stream. They've got more like a scoring type of app using on their side, and I know that the live stream had an update this morning. Before I came and I looked at the app, I saw that there was an update available. I did the update. Usually that is usually the problem when stuff like this happens. Is when there was an update and then some of the stuff isn't working, not speaking to each other as they are supposed to. And usually it's compatibility issues between across all the apps that they are using. And up to now, we've seen that the LMS head office are making pretty sure that the updates are compatible across all the sides of the apps or the functionalities of the apps. And I've got an idea that they haven't did the update there. There's a few problems that can arise from that, or could be the cause for the app not being updated or causing problems like these. It's not always clear which one it is. But from my side, usually it is like a computer. You sort it out by switching the bloody thing off and switching it back on again. If that doesn't work, reinstall the app. Then you know that you're going to reinstall it. The app is going to be fresh, because when you reinstall it, you take down the old one, delete everything that could have been a problem. You put on back on the latest version. Usually that does the trick. And while we are waiting for them patiently, going to read you some cricket jokes. Luckily, I still have this from a few months ago. Um, the first one. My wife says she's leaving me due to my obsession with cricket. I'll be honest, it's knocked me for a six. Shame. My wife asked me if I had seen the dog bowl. I replied that I didn't know he played cricket. Hey, a woman is giving birth and her husband rushes to the hospital to be there. On his way, he decides to call the hospital to see how he's doing, but he accidentally calls Lord's cricket ground instead. Someone answers and the husband asks, "Hi, how's everything going there?" The reply came, "Well, we have three out and hope to have the rest out by lunch. Last one was a duck." Well, you can imagine that guy's face, expecting his wife to deliver a duck, especially if you only expected one kid and you heard there's already three out and the rest out by lunch. Yeah, depending what time of the day it is, I think you might have caught on. But yeah, poor guy. A cricket walks into a store selling sports goods, looking to buy a baseball bat. He walks up to the clerk and asks, "Could you tell me where the baseball bats are located, please?" The clerk, not surprisingly, shocked to see the talking cricket, but decides to play it cool. "Over there," the clerk says before adding, "Hey, do you know we have a sport named after you?" The cricket is shocked. "What? You have a sport called Sylvester?" What does a cricket umpire say while practicing in front of the mirror? "I'll show myself out." Let's hear from the umpire. Okay, we are not back yet, but while the umpires are sorting out the app on their side um, for the scoring, um, Joppie, the umpire, just told me that they are actually on the 10th over. So we've lost about 3 overs when the scoreboard didn't update. Um, so the 7.1 at the bottom of your screen is not correct. Well, we are dependent on whatever they score. So there's something wrong with whatever. Maybe it came with the update that came through this morning. Either way, it's not something I can fix. But what I can do for those maybe 2 or 3 of you that are still watching, I'm going to start, not say start a radio station, but just before we took a break, I was reading you some jokes that I have here, and hopefully they'll sort out that soon. But until then, I'm going to continue reading the jokes that I do have here with me, and see if I can entertain you. Maybe it's only entertaining myself. Probably wasting some data on my side, but it's fine. Either way, let's continue. What does a cricket umpire say while practicing in front of the mirror? I'll show myself out. What did the train conductor say to the carriage full of cricket players? Wickets, please. I heard the cricket matches can last for days. No rest for the wicket, I suppose. It's actually true. Thinking that, yeah, it's a different kind of wicket. But just as people have to rest, cricket players go and sleep at night, um, the wicket has to rest as well. The wicket's made of, is a living thing. It is grass growing, and yeah, you can think of it whenever you put something on grass, it's going to die. You can see it when you put a tent, when you pitch a tent on the grass for maybe 2 to 3 days, and you remove the tent, you'll see a yellow spot behind, underneath the tent. And that is the grass dying. So yeah, I heard the cricket matches can last for days. We know about the 3 or 5 day cricket, and yeah, no rest for the wicket, I suppose. Another one, a young cricketer was proud of his progress as a batsman and invited his mother-in-law along to watch him play, hoping to impress her. At the crease, he turned to the wicket-keeper and said, I'm anxious to do well and really hit this ball. That's why my wife's mother over there. Don't be silly, said the wicket-keeper. You'll never hit her from here. Yeah, I like to read that again. The young cricketer was proud of his progress as a batsman and invited his mother-in-law along to watch him play, hoping to impress her. At the crease, he turned to the wicket-keeper and said, I'm anxious to do well and really hit this ball. That's my mother's mother. Oh, that's my wife's mother over there. Don't be silly, said the wicket-keeper. You'll never hit her from here. Why did the cricket team need cigarette lighters? Because they lost all their matches. Okay. What do the amputees and cricket have in common? Stumps. I stayed in an English hotel that was so quaint that when I first arrived, rather than a mint, there was a couple of cricket balls and a bat on the bed. Though the bat did not fly out the window after only a few minutes, I never did find the rest of the cricket. Ah, okay, now I understand. I read it wrong. I stayed in an English hotel that was so quaint that when I first arrived, rather than a mint, there were a couple of cricket balls and a bat on the bed. Though the bat did fly out of the window after only a few minutes, I never did find the rest of the cricket. Oh, shame. I need to count the cricket's balls. Shame. I've been trying to think of a name for my shop selling cricket equipment, but I'm stumped. What's the difference between Cinderella and the Australian cricket team? The Cinderella knew when. Nee, die puntebord lyk my is helemaal weg van ons af. So ons kan nie meer sekerheid sê wat daar op die veld besig is om te gebeur nie. Ons weet ons het sopas 'n pragtige vangskoot gemis. Iets wat probleem geraak het, die heeft vanaf die eerste beurt, of ja, is nog bezig met die eerste beurt. Probleem wat aanhou gaan. Sendingsterkte is van my kant af spring tussen goed en uitstekend. So hy spring maar baie rond, so dit kan ook dalk wees dalk met die selfoon sein wat hulle dalk daar op die middel van die veld het. Ek sal nie sê dalk myne word dalk verbeter hierso deur 'n gazebo nie, maar ja, wat ook al die probleem is, by einde van die dag, hulle speel verder en ja, ek weet nie wat die fout is met hulle gestaan nie. Ek dink hulle het nou besluit hulle gaan dalk nie seker wat die Afrikaanse woord daarvoor is, maar hulle gaan dalk nou manually voortgaan. En as hulle al klaar is met die beurt, hopelik is dit iets wat hulle gaan uitsorteer kan kry vir die tweede beurt, wanneer die Crusaders kom bat, of kom kolf. Lyk my dit was dit gewees vir die eerste beurt. So net so wegstap. Ja, weet nie wat om vir julle te sê oor daai puntebord wat nou weggeraak het nie. Iewers iets wat nie lekker is hier. Maar ons gaan in elk geval nog gou uitteken. Nou, ons is binnekort terug. Gaan kyk by ons kant af of waar iets is wat ons kan doen. Hier is miskien gewoon ons gaan net vir 'n oomblik net afteken. En dan gee hom nog al so 5 cm kans, dan behoort ons weer terug te wees met die tweede helfte van hierdie wedstryd, waar die CPI Crusaders teen MCC SiXERS gaan speel. En dan gaan ons sien wat is die teikentelling wat hulle gaan moet jaag. Het is onbeseker nou wat dit is, of hulle toe daar 142 teiken toe gehaal het, 150. Maar wat ons wel weet is, daar was nog manne staande gewees, so hulle paaltjies was nog staande, hang alles af van hoeveel, en hulle het nog 'n paar viere geslaan daarna, wat ons nou net nie kon bytel nie, ja, pragtige vangskoot wat ons ook gemis het, maar Okay, sorry for that. We are back. CPI Crusaders, they have to chase a score of 152 because what we haven't seen in the first innings as the MCC SiXERS, they managed to score 151. So that's going to be a bit challenging for CPI Crusaders, but we can see that they're already standing on 18 runs in the second innings. Second over. And yeah, we can expect something actually brilliant match from here on forth. Hopefully we're not going to get too many interruptions from now on, as I played as here in the first innings. Beautiful score there by Mike Otto, 12 runs from 7 balls, which means these two batsmen, they mean business. Cornet Boyson also one of the guys that have scored many Player of the Match awards in the past, as well as Mike Otto, but if I'm speaking under correction, I think Cornet Boyson, his name is up there regularly, at least every second week, I think. Doesn't matter. He's here now. It's a new game. Got its own challenges. And it seems like everything on the system is working well for now. And hopefully it will stay that way for the rest of this match. Nice shot there by Mike Otto. That is a 4, definitely. And we can see that his strike rate has jumped up to 21 runs from 10 balls. So he's the guy that's doing the most damage to that target of the MCC SiXERS of 151. Can only hope that the technical challenges that the umpires had are sorted out now. And that was on its way to a 4, but it was stopped about 20 meters in front of the boundary. Because just as you are disappointed in the lack of a scoreboard at the bottom, so do we also not want to uh, waste the investment of the sponsors in this match. Those are the sponsors for the live streaming, and it's highly dependent on the scores that we get from the umpires, and it seems like they are plagued with challenges today. And if you are wondering who the sponsors are for this match, sponsoring the MCC SiXERS was Capstone Credit, and the CPI Crusaders are sponsored by CPI as well as Good Burger. Don't know if you've ever had one of their burgers before, but they are pretty good. And the last time I had one, it's well worth the money, because it was a proper burger. I don't want to crash some of the other places that sells burgers. But one thing I hate about a burger is when it's got a cardboard patty inside. Tiny slither of a piece of box between two buns. And you get a very nice bun with sesame seeds on it, but not a good burger. You get a proper patty inside. But if you want to go and see what they've got, go and have a look at their shop or go online, see what they've got, and try them out. Like the way the CPI Crusaders are approaching this match, they are going from the start, they're gunning for that 151 target. Yeah, they're not taking this with a leisurely approach. Ball is coming towards us, but it's not going to make the boundary. And that ball was stopped about 20 meters in front of the boundary. And it seems like the scoreboard challenge has been solved for now. Hopefully it stays that way. How funny it is when you don't miss something until it's gone. So that shot was high up into the air, but it dropped just in front of the fielder. It didn't make a four though. Another ball hit straight to the fielder. It's picked up about 10 meters in front of the boundary. Nice range of shots being played here by the CPI batsmen now, CPI Crusaders. Can only imagine that the range of shots that they do have in their arsenal. Oh, and that is a pity. Gandru bowling, and I don't know if you've ever watched the Alice in Wonderland. It's a dance called the Flutter Wagon. Flutter Wagon. And that middle stump just did the Flutter Wagon. And it looks like it's Mike Otto that lost his wicket now. And now is a good time to see whether the scoreboard at the bottom stays updated with a new guy coming in. And it's Taman Alam. No, cannot be. Taman Alam is playing for SiXERS, not Crusaders. Damnalam batted already. He cannot come in now to play with Corne Boyson. Those two are different players, are players from different sides. David Grimori sounds more like it. One of the guys that came in multiple times here near the tail end and fixed the problems. A call for an LBW. Seems like Joppie is not interested in that call. That's a beautiful shot. It's high up in the air. It's not going to be good. It's falling in no man's land, and a single run, and yeah, David Grimore is off the mark. And that was 5 overs. Crusaders standing on 40 runs for the loss of 1 wicket. So they are doing pretty well now. If they can keep it up like they are doing now, they should be able to win this match. Well on their way to do it. Well, oh, that ball is high up in the air. Will it be good? Oh, no, that's not good, but it's rolled over for a 4. It looks like yes. Wapi is advising us that that is a 4. See if we can move a little bit closer without losing too much quality. Looks about right for now. That's called for a wide. Oh, that ball is high up in the air. Will it be caught? That's a beautiful catch. It was an important wicket for MCC SiXERS to take earlier on in the match. They'll be smiling. It was an important wicket for CPI Crusaders to lose. And the SiXERS are now sitting in a situation where they've got they are bowling to 2 fresh guys on the pitch. Neither of them have been standing there very long. Only David has received 1 ball so far, so their eyes on the ball yet. So they'll take some time to catch up to the run rate they were supposed to score up to now. Hopefully they'll recover from that soon. but we saw a few catches being hit before, um, so where they weren't caught. So it was almost like the CPI Crusaders were taunting the SiXERS with those high catches and the SiXERS dropping them all over the place. So it was actually only a matter of time. And there's a 4 coming through, and that is for Peter Beekman. He's off the mark. Alejandro de Koker approaching. A bit of a full toss there. How long will Peter and David be able to remain at the stumps? We wonder. Because the longer they'll stand there, the more the SiXERS target of 151 is in danger. And Peter Beekman losing his stump. That's the middle stump doing the flutter wagon over there. Those of you not sure what the flutter wagon is, go and watch the what is called Alice in Wonderland. The Mad Hatter has a specific dance that he does, and it uniquely looks like that middle stump dancing around. So now David Cremore is joined by John Renivat. Hopefully they'll be able to form a partnership here. They are in the trenches now. They have to fight their way out. They're not behind. Just have to keep their heads and not lose as many wickets as they've done so far. The run rate is actually on par. So hopefully they'll be able to keep that up while retaining some wickets long enough. That ball is up in the air. No, it's rolling down the field. I was looking at a bird. I was wondering why it keeps hanging there up, up there. Just flew by. Momentarily got a bit confused a little. It's okay, don't worry. I'm sorted out now. I'm alright most of the time. Oh, that's a huge shot. That looks like that's going to be a 6. Definitely beautifully by John Renivoet. Well done. Will John Ray and David be able to form the partnership needed to win this match? Sixers had a lot of challenges in the first innings that plagued them. None of their own fault, mostly due to um, the scoring app from LMS. But that's a problem that seems to have worked itself for a while. Then the problem returned. It worked out for now, resolved, sorted out, and hopefully we can comfortably look forward to now for the rest of this match to watch the fight the CPI Crusaders put up in their innings. So it's shot nicely played into the gap, but wasn't played hard enough to reach the boundary. The two fielders of SiXERS closed the gap and stopped the ball about 10 meters in front of the boundary. So we can feel the sun warming up now. It's a wind that is pretty cold. Something that isn't problematic where we are sitting, but it is definitely problematic to the people sitting on the field. It's 8 overs gone, 2 more, and then we'll be switching over to Afrikaans commentary. Chandra and David keeping that scoreboard ticking over, and that's all they need to do for now until they are settled. Just over the fingertops of Legandro. Just couldn't catch that. Or the fingertips, not the fingertops. Not inside, it's on top. That ball is played into the gap, but not hard enough. It's going to be stopped 20 meters in front of the boundary. And we hear some wind gusts coming through again. And if you are wondering what that sound was, it's not me drinking a beer, drinking soda water. Can only imagine all the bull that I'm speaking here while I'm sober. Imagine it if I had a few drinks. Beautiful shot there by David. And this time is a 4. David slowly but surely catching up to the score where he should have been now. Double the amount of balls that he's received. Again, picked up about 5 meters in front of the boundary. That ball was played straight by David. Sorry about that. Two more balls and we're halfway through this over. Not this over, this innings. Another huge shot there by David. It was a no ball. And lucky for us, we can see that the timing of the scoreboard at the bottom is nice, up to date with what's happening. Seems like there is no lag for the time being. This ball was picked up here in the midfield to our left. Oh, that just skimmed off the side of the bat. Let's move this thing once again. Something more like in the region of this, maybe. No point in having so much sky into our picture. Guys aren't playing there. The ball isn't rolling there. We hope the ball flies around there. But that's it. It's a momentary delay. It's the umpire leaving the field, which can only mean one thing. Because during the break, he asked us for a charger for the one phone or his backup phone. Maybe that is he got another one. He's got the power bank with him, but I know that he's got two phones running there with him, one with data and one with for the live scoring. Hopefully he'll be sorted out soon, and we can continue with this match. Ten overs left, and the next match was supposed to start now, which means we'll be running in a little bit late for that one. Ek dink daar mag dalk nog 'n probleem by die umpire joppie wees. Maar van ons kant af lyk dinge nou reg, so eintlik is op musiek al wat 'n mens kan doen op die einde van die dag. Jou eie kant skoon te kry. Neem verantwoordelikheid vir dit wat jy veronderstel is om te doen. En ja, gaan aan. Kan sien daar was net 'n 4 geslaan gewees. En dit is Denver Brussel wat bal. Hy het 'n uitstekende wedstryd gehad so 2 weke terug. Was hy aangeken as die speler van die wedstryd gewees. Ek kan nou nie lekker onthou teen wie hulle gespeel het nie. O, daai bal is op in die lug is hy gevang. Ai, dit is nou jammer. Balkiewagter wat daai bal misvang. Maak sakkie, wedstryd gaan aan. Lekker spoed in hierdie balle van Denver. As hy Denver kry so 'n bietjie applous hier van sy balkiewagter af. Wat nou inkom is Quentin Sampson. Ek is presies seker waarvoor die G staan nie. Nog nooit sy naam op 'n ding gesien waar daar meer as net 'n G langs sy naam is nie. Ek amper iets soos Ali G. Maar weet ook net nie, maak nie saak nie. Maar in elk geval Quentin, hy skuif hierso van die spelers rond. O, 'n groot hou daai. Gaan hy gevang word? Nee, dit is 'n 6 oor die kop van die veldwerker aan die oorkant van die veld. David wat nou die 6e begin inryg. Wel, dit is nodig. Hulle is 'n bietjie agter. Nie ver nie, maar ja, dit is dalk nou 'n bietjie tyd om 'n bietjie 'n paar lopies nog op te vang mee. Hulle het nog 5 balkies staande, maar daar is nog net bietjie minder as 8 balbeurte oor in hierdie wedstryd. Oef. Timing was net 'n bietjie uit gewees daar. Ek kan sien hy het die bal net so 'n bietjie misgelees. weet nie of dit moeilik was dalk om die bal te lees nie, maar hy het hom wel misgelees. Lyk met David kry net nie lekker daai bal weg nou op die oomblikie. Kan nie heeltemal die son wees, want die son is links bo van hom. So dit is nie, hy kyk eers in daai rigting as daar nou om gebal word nie, so dit is nie die son nie. Ons het al gehoor dat van die spelers sê 'n sekere tyd van die dag is dit moeilik om hierdie bal te sien. Hy is Oranje, hulle het gevra in die verlede om hom te verander dalk na die pink bal toe, vir rooi bal, maar die Oranje is blykbaar moeilik om raak te sien 'n sekere tyd van die dag. En natuurlik is dit nou maar iets wat nou afhang van die, seker maar die gras in die area waar gespeel word, want daar is van die ander provinsies wat gekla het oor dieselfde probleem, wat hulle het opgeneem het met LMS Suid-Afrika, om te hoor of hulle dalk van die kleur van die bal kan verander. Daai bal is hoog in die lug op, gaan dit gevang word? Ja, lyk my dit is 'n 6 daai. Ja nee, is 4. En toe het baie van die ander provinsies gesê, nee, hulle like die Oranje bal, dit gee nie vir hulle probleme nie. So ja, ons moet nou maar luister na wat hulle sê. Vinnig word hier van die grens af ingehardloop om my bal in die middenveld te kom optel. En vir die eerste keer in 'n lang tyd, ons wil dit nou regtig nie jinx nie. Lyk al die meters asof hulle nou reg werk. Alles reg is. Hoopelik bly dit so. Daai is 'n voel as daai bal op kophoogte gebly. Nie eers skouerhoogte, hy is bokant skouerhoogte, dit is kophoogte gewees vir Jandrey en hy is nie 'n klein man nie. Bal wat seker net so 'n bietjie daar so uit saam in sy hand uitgeglip het. Dink dit was opsetlik gewees nie. Ek ken nie vir Salmon so goed nie, maar dit wat ons van hom maar weet, wat ons al mee oor een mee gewerk het tot op hierdie stadium, is hy nie kwade bedoelings wat hy gewoonlik na iemand se kop toe sal bal nie. Is wel 'n belangrike wedstryd hierdie, maar hy is die tipe persoon wat iemand anders, een van sy medespelers sal steurmaak. So dit was definitief nie opsetlik nie. Kan sien selfs die palkiewagter het vir Jandrey gesê, jammer oor daai ene maat. Spanning in hierdie wedstryd gaan heel waarskynlik in die volgende balbeurt weer 'n bietjie begin optel, want daar nog net 'n paar balle oor is. CPI Crusaders het nou tans 47 lopies van 30 balle moet aanteken. Is nie onmoontlik vir hulle nie. Sit hulle sowel, hulle het so 'n bietjie onder druk gekom met die laaste 6 of 7 balbeurte. Maar dit is druk wat hulle kan verwerk. Ons het al in die verlede gesien. En dit is mos wat die spel lekker maak. Jy kan nou jou verwagtinge uitlê soos jy wil en jou planne uitlê soos jy wil, maar dit wat werklik gebeur, gewoonlik 'n heeltemal ander storie. En jy moet dink soos jy aangaan. Dink op rekenaars kry jy 'n simulation. Jy kan dinge jou plan uitlê, maar dis al die variasies wat inkom soos wat die tyd aangaan. Nou as ek kan nou beplan, okay, kom ons slaan nou 2 vure vir elke bilbeerd en ons is uitgesort. Maar dan het jy 8 lopies per bilbeerd. Maak jy 1 nie, dan sê jy die moeilikheid. Daai gaan 'n 4 wees. Gemaklik oor die grens gehardloop. Maar dis vroeër wat gesê het, soos dan maak jy dit nie, dan sê jy die moeilikheid. Ander beer, dan slat jy nou weer bietjie meer. Jy vat dinge soos dit kom. Vriend van my het altyd gesê, jy vat dit soos 'n koei bil vat. Jy kyk nie om nie. En die bal is reg deur die paaltjie wagter, hy hardloop hier na die grens toe. Maar hy is so wat 30 meter voor die grens opgetel. In die middenveld en teruggegooi. CPI Crusaders wat so lyk my so bietjie sukkel daar op die oomblik. Alles is nie verlore nie, maar ja, nog so 1 bal, dan is hulle op die plek waar 15 bilbeerte geskiedenis is. Ja, 15 bilbeerte is geskiedenis. Hulle staan op 110 lopies vir die verlies van 3 paaltjies en hulle moet nog 42 lopies van 25 balle aanteken. Is te Penari, hulle het minder probleme gehad as wat die SiXERS gehad het in die eerste helfte waar hulle nie onoorbroke gespeel het nie. Hulle het breke gevat, ek dink daar was 2 breke gewees, hulle het een van hulle eie gekry nou hier in die tweede helfte ook, as gevolg van iets wat niks glad nie hulle skuld is nie. Iets wat dalk net hulle ritme so 'n bietjie beproef het. Hulle is sterk op pad na die punt toe waar hulle 2 lopies van elke bal moet aanteken. Wel, hulle het nog 5 balkies staande. En dan is hy presies wat hulle nodig het. Daai lyk asof hy 'n 6 gaan wees. Pragtige 6 daar so deur David. Ons geweet hy kan dit doen. Net voor een van die bakkies geval wat langs die veld gestrek staan. Dit is vir daai spesifieke rede wat ek my kar hier agter die skerm getrek het. Geweet die manne kan partykeer 'n bal baie ver slaan. En daai 4 sal net so 'n bietjie die druk van die Crusaders afgebring het, maar daar is nog steeds redelik baie wat oorbly om te verwerk. 34 lopies van 22 balle. En hierdie bal hardloop weer reguit na 'n veldwerker toe. Nou hardloop net 'n enkel lopie. Jandrey se bal is reguit in die lug en op. Gaan nie gevang word. Ai tog. Jandrey se paaltjie verloor, gevang deur Selman. Selman het gebal en gevang. Nou sit ons met die situasie waar daar iemand gaan vars op die veld kom, op die kolfblad, wat nog sy oog nog nie in is nie. En dan sit ons ook met David Cremore wat op 43 lopies staan, nog 7 lopies, dan moet hy ook verklaar, as daar nog 'n vars ou op die veld, as hy ook nog nie in is nie. En dit moet alles gebeur in hierdie laaste 4 balbeurte wat oorbly in hierdie wedstryd. Vier lopies nog staan, of 4 paaltjies staande. Johannes Becker wat kom, so dit gaan baie afhang van hoe hierdie wedstryd nou verder gaan voortgespeel word. Baie van dit hang af deur Johannes Becker, wat hy gaan doen en wie ook al dan nou vir David Cremore gaan vervang sodra hy sy 50 maak, as hy sy 50 maak. Ons hoop regtig so. Voel hy verdien dit. Maar wat ons wil hê en wat ons kan kry is nie altyd wat ons hê nie. Ons vanoggend gesien Tommy Kok wat uit is op 48 lopies. So ja, kom bitter naby aan daai 50. Dan raak dinge nou maar 'n bietjie moeilik. En hulle sit nou in 'n tyd van die wedstryd waar hulle nou nie meer reg kan rondspeel met balle wat na hulle kant toe kom nie. Hulle moet nou lopies aanseken. Lyk so hulle gaan 2 lopies hardloop van hierdie. Is 'n 4. Johannes Becker wat vir die merkie afkom met 'n 4. Span gaan vir hom baie dankie sê. Haal net so 'n bietjie meer druk van hulle af. Elke grenshou haal die druk van hulle skouers af. Elke bal moet 2 lopies mee gehardloop word. Meeste van hulle. En dan gebeur daar nou en dan iets soos dit nou. Dan kry hy glad nie eens 'n loopie van daardie bal nie. Hy druk net weer terug opsit. Bal is hoog in die lug en op. Gaan hy gevang word? Salmon vang 'n tweede vangskoot. En hierdie keer is dit Quentin Sampson. Bald and caught. Johannes Becker het nie lank gestaan het. Hy het sy job kom doen, maar ja, David Cremore wat nou op 44 staan. Ja, is al hierdie toetse wat die spelers moet verwerk. En maak dinge net 'n bietjie moeiliker heeltyd. As iemand daai skroewer net heeltyd stywer vasdraai. Gaan net gou vinnig draai loop as ons binnekort terug. Daar is hy, is terug. Daar is hy. Ons sien wyn pinaar. David Kromoy, die wyn is van die merk af. Of kan nie meer vir 'n gallon dak uitgaan nie. David Kromoy wat vinnig na sy 50-tal toe kom. CPI Crusaders met 27 lopies aanteken. Raak al hoe moeiliker en moeiliker. Amper Denver Brussel wat daar so ook 'n bold en kort palkie neem. Dit sou die derde een gewees het vir hierdie wedstryd. Nie syne nie, maar die tipe palkie wat val. Oei. Sy is wat nou baie hard slaan. Net 'n enkel loopie vanaf daai bal. Nog 3 palkies staande. 3 balbeurte wat oor is. Ek kan nie meer bekostig om 'n bal te mors nie. Glad nie graag wil hê goed soos daai moet gebeur nie. Nog net 12 balle oor. Dit is nou grense, hou het dringend nodig. Gaan hom baie fyn sny. Op die grens hierso met mense senuwees te speel. David Kromoy op 45 lopies. Hoe gaan hy in sy 50 ingaan as hy na sy 50 toe gaan? En die SiXERS is baie goed nou om hierdie grenshoue te keer. Hulle hou daai lopies tussen enkels en dubbels. Ai. Ek het nou nie gekyk wat het nou gebeur nie. Lyk soos wyn pinaar wat loop. Nee, is David Kromoy wat sy palkie verloor het. Tensy daar weer iets fout is met die puntebord onder. Iets is hier reg, hè. Dis wyn pinaar wat geloop het. Ja, iets is daar verkeerd, want David Kromoy is nog op die veld. Ai, tog. Die puntebord nou maar weer agter. So op die doodsnikke van die wedstryd. Ongelukkig nou maar weer met sulke tipe dinge sit so maar kyk wat verder gebeur. Ons eie wiskunde maak. Beteken nie wiskunde is altyd reg of sê moor een met dit wat hulle daar op die veld het nie. As 'n groot bal wat groot hou. Dit is gaan nie 'n 4 wees en dan gaan roep vir 'n tweede loopie maar nee. Ons weet nie wat die presiese puntetelling nou is nie. Wie presies nou daar so saam en David Kromoy op die baan is nie, of op die golfplat is nie. Maar wat ons wel weet is, hulle moet omtrent 2 lopies per elke bal aanteken. Hulle moet meer as 2 lopies elke bal aanteken. So elke keer wat ons nou sien 'n bal wat gebal word en daar word nie ten minste 2 lopies aangeteken nie, weet ons vir 'n feit is soos 'n naal binne in die doodskus van die CPI Crusaders. Bal is hoog in die lug en op, gaan hy gevang word? Yes! En die man wat hom gevang het, staan daar. Ek dink die CPI Crusaders is geknak. Dis David Cremori wat uit is. Dis nie Wayne Pinaar wat nou op die veld is nie. Wat ons wel weet is, hy is die laaste man staande. En dat beteken hy moet ten minste 2, wanneer hy lopies aanteken, moet hy 2 hardloop. Kyk net of ons die skerm refresh of het gaan help. Puntebord gaan weg en kom terug en hy het niks gehelp nie. Die bal gaan val na die grens, nou hard en lustig aan, maar hy is veilig terug in sy kampie. 2 lopies gehardloop, hy het nie 'n 4 geslaan nie. My word so gekeer net voor die grens. Daar verloor hy sy paadjie. Dit gaan dan beteken hierdie was die einde van die wedstryd. Wat ook al die telling is van CPI Crusaders, hulle het nie die 152 merk gehaal nie. Dan is dit baie mooi wen vir die MCC SiXERS. Hulle het 'n goeie, deur al hulle probleme wat hulle gehad het in die eerste beurt, nog steeds 'n goeie gerespekteerde taal opgesit en ja, dit was genoeg geweest om die Crusaders te breek, of nie te breek nie, maar hulle almal uit te bal voor hulle by daai bedrag uitgekom het. Die pleit-finaal word dan dus gewen deur MCC SiXERS en ons sal seker dan later sien presies met hoeveel paaltjies of lopies hulle gewen het. En ja, dan gaan ons dan regmaak vir die volgende wedstryd hierna. Dit gaan die cup wedstryd wees, cup finaal wees tussen die Mega Meisters en die Bester Masters. Nee. Ja, Bester Masters. Maar lekker sondag vir julle verder. Ek is hier by Smith. Jammer dat ons soveel tegniese probleme deur hierdie wedstryd gehad het. Ongelukkig was dit nou nie my hande gewees om dit vir julle uit te sorteer nie.